Did you watch the same live that I was on? Because where was I buddy with her? At the end, I was just over it because it wasn't getting anywhere. She kept over talking me. She kept cutting me off. She wouldn't let me hardly ever even finish a sentence. She muted me at the beginning of the live, and then she barely even said sorry to me. She didn't apologize directly to me. She said, I'm sorry for what it may have caused. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She wasn't sorry. She never said, I'm sorry. And when did I say, oh, it's okay, I forgive you? I said, I want to just move past it. I want to be done with it. And that she needs to be more mindful with her platform. Ain't nobody buddy. She's not my friend. We'll probably never be friends. And that's fine. But that doesn't mean that I don't get to talk about the live. That doesn't mean that I don't get to talk about my experience. Y'all think she gets to apologize and then what is that, a gag order? Does that mean that I no longer get to speak? Are y'all insane? What is wrong with y'all? I really don't care. Like I said, I don't care what happens. Leave me out of it. Leave me alone.
I have to talk about it because it's still weighing on my chest, but I was on the live with Maya and Tori when it was happening. I don't want to explain the drama because I don't really know it well, but Tori said something like, Tori said she was voting for Kamala. Sorry. And then everyone in the comments said that you need to take Palestine out of your bio then. And she was like, okay, I will, and I won't speak up about the issue anymore then. And then Maya posted a very broad video, general, that didn't let anyone know who it was. And her entire audience started going to attack Tori, of course, because everyone knew who it was from what she was saying. So then they had this live to kind of like figure out what was happening. And sitting on the live, especially as a Black woman, was so uncomfortable. Like, we've all had that feeling before. And you know how like she was saying, I'm not racist. This part doesn't have a lot of facts. This one doesn't stand facts. But you know how she's like, I'm not racist. Like, I'm not anti-Black. Like, tell me a time, blah, blah. Like, I've always defended. It felt very, you can't explain it. It felt anti-Black. Sitting there, you could tell. You can tell it felt. It felt. It's like a superpower. Like, with Black people, sometimes you can't always, like, even people who can't, like, eloquently explain all the ways, which people are doing anyway. I hope she's watching those videos because people are eloquently explaining where people are wrong. But me, I'm not able to eloquently explain why I felt the way. However, I felt it. And I know everyone else felt it too.
There's a whole ass civil war between Palestinians and Black people now, I guess. I just watched like many clips from a live between Maya and Tori. And honest to God, I have a few points and I don't really know if I feel comfortable taking either side. Hey, you're disinterested. No, there's a lot to unpack from both sides of the coin. First of all, I'm just going to say that a lot of you who are in support of what's going on in Gaza right now aren't in support of any other event that's happening anywhere else. And you guys make it a point to only make it about Palestine when there are so many other genocides just in the African continent. And I feel like it's kind of hard to get more people on board when you only focus on one specific genocide as the reason why you're not voting for Kamala Harris. I think it would bode over a little bit better, especially with the Black community as a whole, if you showed that you cared about the Africans that are going through the same type of shit as Palestinians. Because I will say there's a point where you guys always ask us for help but never support us when we need your help. Because shit isn't necessarily great over here, which is why I can't completely, utterly destroy any person that decides to vote for Kamala Harris, especially if they're Black. Black suffering has been happening under both liberals and conservatives. The system itself runs on our suffering, so it's so crazy to me that you think that, oh, Kamala Harris gets into office and we're all good. No, we're not. And you guys say that you know that we're not and that you know that there's more work to be done, but a lot of the driving force of her campaign are people who never gave a fuck about politics in the first place and will continue not giving a fuck about politics after she gets nominated. But with everything I've said, there is no demographic on this fucking planet, I don't give a fuck what you say, that has been neglected by every single other demographic other than fucking Black people. And that's generational. Generation upon generation that has been turned away by every other fucking demographic on this planet. Which is why there's this natural apprehension to putting ourselves on the line so we can save another group of people because they've never done that for fucking us. And that's not to say don't continue to advocate for Palestine. I will do that until the day I die. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see children dead. I don't. But for the pro-Palestinian people that are living in this fucking country, you have to understand the bind that we're in, the generational bind that we've been in for so many fucking years, just to be told that we don't know anything about anything. What? Fucking check yourselves and come correct.
I was a really big fan of that Maya Ayooni girl or whatever I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyways, I was a huge fan of her and her activism about Palestine and all that stuff until I literally watched that live yesterday. Like, that shit was so fucking whack. Like, she reminds me of, like, my racist, like, I really am not trying to, like, she just reminds me of, like, I'm an Asian American, so, like, I have family that's still living in Asia, and some of them are so racist towards Black people, and not only that, but just in general, they believe that, like, even my parent, I love my parents, but, like, even my family, they don't have any racist ideology, but they do, like, believe for some reason, like, that talking calmly and, like, talking in a cool, collected, calm tone somehow makes your argument more valid, or somehow, you know, like, they very much play into the angry Black woman stereotype. We're not even angry Black women. They call me angry too. I'm not Black. It's really just, like, it's kind of a it's misogynoir is what it is, because it's a combination of just like hating women and also being racist as fuck. Because if a white woman was acting the same way that that Tory girl acted, they would never have been called out that way. And I'm just really fucking disappointed, and you need to apologize and do better. Apologize and listen to black people when they're saying you're anti-black. Nobody needs to hear that you don't think you are. You sound exactly like a white woman right now. Do better. Do better.
I don't know who the fuck some of you think you are, but I need y'all to back the fuck up, okay? This is Tori, and for the last 24 to 36 to 48 hours, Tori's page has been inundated with people feeling obligated to her time, her space, and prioritizing what she thinks is best for her and her family. To the degree where someone had to announce to the public that they've obtained her IP address. And if you know what an IP address is, it's pretty much a pinpoint location of where somebody is. And I needed to understand what was the intent behind obtaining someone's pinpoint location. To me, that says premeditation. To me, that says ill intent. To me, that says intent to cause somebody some type of harm to some degree. And then she had another content creator with over 2 million followers literally stitch her video and flat out lie to her 2+ million followers about something that Tori did not say and try and paint her as an angry, mad black woman. Pretty white supremacist like, if I say so. Pretty typical. How are you going to preach to us about what is best for black people? And then how are you going to tell black people that we need to fight against the system of white supremacy when you're using white supremacist tactics? And then trying to paint this black woman? You call her a woman of color. No, that's a black woman. And y'all need to say that shit. Okay? There's a difference between BIPOC and black people. Trying to soften the blow. No, that's a black woman. I'm gonna meet y'all in her comment section. This is what I love to do. I live for this. I'm gonna meet y'all in her comment section because some of y'all have lost y'all's fucking minds and you've lost the plot to your initiative. Black people don't owe you shit. Not a motherfucking thing.
Inter-group fighting is literally exactly what Zionists and Trump supporters want.
I wish that was something you would have thought about before you got on your platform and hit record. Maya, what you did was wildly dangerous, and it did nothing but give people a reason to decenter Palestine. And I understand the frustration when you saw Tori's video. I remember what it was like to have everyone talking about the BLM and police brutality movement back in 2020. I also remember the Black Square, and how quickly people started taking them out of their profiles. And this is a point that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. We don't have to like Kamala Harris, we just have to get her into office, because when you're picking a president, you're picking your next opponent. And black people for decades have watched how other marginalized groups are used as a tool for white supremacy. Affirmative action was just repealed this year, and that's because white supremacy decided to use the Asian community as a tool. Maya, with this video, I don't think that you truly learned your lesson from the situation with Tori, because I watched you in your live mute her, overtalk her, and try to gaslight her for the way that she was validly feeling. Maya, when you have a platform as big as yours, people see a lot of the things that you're doing. There's a huge responsibility that we have when we open our phones and post videos here. We don't need to add to the division and the infighting because there's already so many people that want to see us all fail.
So I have a question, and it's a genuine question. I'm not being facetious, I'm not being sarcastic, I'm being serious. Did you leave this comment on any of Maya's videos? Or only mine? I genuinely want to know. And if you left it on Maya's video, which one? Because I'd like to know if you are saying the same things to her as you are saying to me. That the Zionist won again. Did you tell her that? Or just me? I'm genuinely asking. I really hope that you are holding us both to the same standards with this. So, please, don't leave. Please answer my question. Did you go over to Maya's TikTok and say, the Zionists win again, they divide and effectively conquer? That was pretty easy, just by jumping on the argument between you and Maya and spreading hate within. Have you left this comment to Maya? Because if you only left it to me, I'm gonna think that you're just a hypocrite. So please show your work. Show me where you did this to Maya, please, quickly.
It's been days and I still cannot get over how disgusted I am at that Maya girl. I had no idea she existed until 2 days ago, and it's so disgusting how many people on this app who have big followings turn out to be anti-black. And Maya asking Tori after she was condescending and patronizing to her what's the difference between racism and anti-blackness just shows you guys are not as intersectional as you think you are. I'll tell you what's anti-black. You making your video lying on her because you lied and then caption it and her tone is insane. Now tell me, why would you ever feel the need to comment on the tone of a black woman? Why? I think your tone was pretty insane. Not only were you lying, then you had the nerve to say, I'm glad she took it out of her bio because she was obviously a terrible person. You should watch your tone, actually. And then you get on that live, you're cackling with your friend in the background. You said you didn't know that black women shouldn't be referred to as person of color. The people in the comments said you should say person of color. But when I asked you, why did you call her a person of color? You said your black friend said it was okay. So did your black friend say it was okay, or did the people in the comments say it was okay? I mean, we know you're lying, but please, you folded the comments on that video because you couldn't take the conversation, not because you were reiterating things you said. You folded them because when it came down to really seeing if you were hardball or not, you were a little bit raw. Yuval was a disappointment. The rest of y'all are just following suit. Who is next?